Dunk. How we doing, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? Infail here with a memes build video. Closed beta. Now, it's not something I usually do because things change so rapidly in closed beta. You don't know what's going to stay the same, what's going to be buffed, what's going to be destroyed. Who knows? But this is my take on the new skill, which is Split Throw for a Barbarian. So 5 projectiles, decent damage boost, really nice attack rating boost. I'm quite happy with this skill. I like it. But I wanted to talk about approach, because I see a lot of people comparing it to double throw, or double throw's better and all this kind of stuff. It's more just a case of, for me anyway, that it's very different and we need to sort of look at it different. And one way I looked at it, just to break it down simply for myself, was to sort of say, well, if double throw lends itself to being high physical damage, crushing blow, deadly strike, fast, that kind of thing, then, why can't split throw sort of lend itself to elemental, maybe? So I knocked this up. So we'll give it a quick look through. Starting off with skills. So, again, this could be optimized better by a long shot. Again, we're not really sure what's going on here. For example, I don't have all the synergies mapped. So Split Throw synergizes currently, again, Senpai said it's subject to change, but with Concentrate and with increased speed. So I've maxed increased speed because I love being zoomy, and obviously I've maxed Split Throw. Concentrate's got the rest of the points. So as you can see, it's a bit shy, 3 points shy. It is what it is. So Masteries, I maxed Throwing Mastery to get as much Pierce as possible. 1 point Wonders, apart from increased speed, of course. And then War Cries, I maxed Battle Command for the skills, mostly for resistances, but also, physical damage, so you can leech things. I'd love more than 1 point in Grim Ward, because it's fantastic, but at the moment I'm barely using it. It's very useful against map bosses, because there's always a corpse lying around against a map boss. Battle Cry, again, I'm not really using it that much. I'm not feeling the need to come across it. But again, useful to have, just to make sure we get the hits in. Battle Orders, again, I'd love it to be higher. I've got some Battle Orders on my helmet. So we might as well just go straight into gear. Yeah, so gear with this build, I've gone with an elemental approach, as I said. So I started off with Dual Dream, because I felt, let's get some crazy high lightning damage going on. So we've got level 28 Holy Shock Aura with the 14/14 there. And Dream is just a great rune word anyway. You get resistances, life. The mana is nice because you could have Epiphany here and go down a mana route for some big, defense. But you don't really want that because the damage output isn't very high. So you want to try and maximize that as much as possible. And that is a fair comparison that, like, Split Throw, the mechanic for it is clunky. I'll show you that in gameplay. So yeah, I do agree with a lot of it. But I digress. So, Dream Helmet. This one, I spent ages rolling helmets. In the end, I settled for one that had 3 to Battle Orders and 3 to Throw Mastery. I was like, that's good enough. Amulet was Mara's because I needed resistances at the time. I don't really need the resistances. I could switch to High Lords, which would be nice, and maybe some Deadly Strike. Again, we're not really going with physical here. So the Dream Shield, a tiny bit of res, but lots of life again, life stuff. You get some decent faster hit recovery from these. A bit of magic find, which is nice. I loathe the fact that I went Enigma on this, but 2 skills for casting Battle Orders, Shout, Battle Command, and Mobility. I mean, I like just leaping around. You can get by with it. But it's when you hit a dead end in Crystalline Passage and I've got to run all the way back round again. So teleport, yay. The strength is useful, well, to get the gear on because, I went with some stuff that's fairly strength, intensive, hugely. But that's why I went with the Dust Shroud for a minimal strength investment at first. So yeah, onto the weapon. So the choice for me to go with all the lightning was Crescent Moon. So you get the lightning procs on striking, which procs quite a lot. It really does. It's only a 10% chance, but the amount you're throwing out, because it's fast, a winged harpoon. And static is useful, again, to help with your lightning damage. Ignores target's defense is great. don't have to worry about that. Tiny bit of open wounds. Magic Absorb is a lovely qualifier for an item. You don't see that very often, but it's great. And the level 18 Soren Spirit Wolf charges. They're my tanks. They're quite useful. You can just, plug and play. The only issue, of course, is if you switch, oh dear, they're all gone. So what I tend to do, because they're quite disposable, is I will get the battle orders out. Again, I would have gone with bow sticks, slammed, but it's closed beta, so just 2 quick, convenient Heart of the Oaks for 6 instead of 8, 4 and 4. So we get the battle orders out. I've got a decent amount of life, and then I will just summon those as and when they're needed. So then we've got Magnus Skin for increased attack speed, breakpoint, and pierce. Flat attack rating is always nice. You don't really need it. This skill has crazy attack rating. I think it needs to be tweaked, or maybe I've done something. I don't know. Bull Kathos for the, again, skills, life leech, all very good stuff. Razor Tail for that pierce again, but also has dex for damage, max damage. It's great. All good stuff. Ravenfrost for cannot be frozen, AR, dex for damage, all the good stuff. Boots, I just slapped on some Gore Riders for sort of the boss section of things. A bit of open wounds and, things like that. You could switch out Inferno Stride here, get a bit of fire on there. This you could switch out as well, get Thunder God's Vigor for lightning damage. Again, with the amulet switch to High Lords, you get a big chunk of lightning damage. So again, feel free to experiment around, but as I said, I feel like Dual Dream and Crescent Moon just really gets the lightning going for me. Right, so that's the gear. So on to the charms. So I've got 2 increased attack speed, lightning damage charms to bring me up to the breakpoint I wanted. A Mastery Charm with Faster Run Walk, again for a Faster Run Walk breakpoint. And then a couple of Lifey Masteries just to make sure I've got resistances and speed, increased speed and throwing mastery and stuff. The usual Torch and Annie, I just rolled whatever first came up. I didn't try and min-max, just throw it on there. That's probably what I'll end up with in the season. But most importantly, I went with these. Now this is Shocking of Storms, as you can see, which means it's a prefix Shocking and suffix of Storms. Now these actually drop fairly commonly for me. I collect them all the time for Vengeance characters because they're a big chunk of damage in one small 1x1 slot. And so I went a bit crazy and just filled the inventory with them. Now, I can imagine myself if I was doing this, because I collect these kind of charms all season for Vengeance characters, because I always have a non-Paladin Vengeance character every season using Kingslayer and these kind of charms. I'd probably have Fire, Cold, and Lightning ones of these. But because my focus is Lightning, with Dream and Crescent Moon, and it's closed beta, I was like, just Lightning a lot of them. Why not? But obviously, the issue with this is it's not Vengeance we're using, it's Split Throw. So these aren't half the addition that they should be. Because with Vengeance, the multipliers and everything, these charms would send the damage through the roof. But with throwing, so if we move on to stats, as you can see, I'm not getting an awful lot there. But we do throw incredibly quickly. So the attack rating bonus is huge, as you can see, 30k. I think something needs to be done about that. But I do have a lot in dex, as you can see as well. Life, just enough that I feel safe, because obviously I play hardcore. I test in hardcore, because if a build dies, it wasn't good enough. And mana, again, there's so much of it from, these two that you don't need anything in energy. So yeah, that's those stats. The advanced stats, so we've got reses when I've got battle orders. Oh, battle orders is up, sorry. My mistake. So we have decent reses in Hell. Not much damage reductions and things to speak of, but again, we're ranged. We hide behind our wolf pack. Hit recovery. Again, not the 86 breakpoint because we're not really supposed to be in melee range. Although, again, you could sack off these and have a beast in your offhand for the fanaticism and get a really chunky, crafted blood ghost glaive that's F and all kinds. Now, obviously, you can't have F with this, which I started off with an F ghost glaive. But, yeah, sadly, I wondered why I could stop summoning wolves. And I do need them for tanking. Like I said, they're the tank option. So, yeah, you have to go with non-F if you want to use that. You could sack off Enigma and just leap and have a stone armor for a nice clay golem. Their life in Hell is huge. And because it's on your armor, when you switch, they don't disappear, and you can buff the golem with Battle Orders, Shout, and Battle Command, which means he's got life, even more defense, and damage. So, yeah, stuff to consider. Other stuff to consider, you can go down the fire route. Now, this is a level of 51 requirement, so early leveling. This 65 because it's a winged harpoon and elite base. I mean, if you had plentiful runes for some reason, you could put it in a lower base, and then, you know, it's just the runes level requirement. So, could get this early on. You never know. But anyway, back to stats. Sorry. So, like I said, we have a tiny bit of Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike. Physical damage in this is negligible, which is why the 5 life leech doesn't work. You will be potting more often than not. But there's plentiful life pots. Map. So, I don't really see it as a problem. Again, you could stick a Phoenix Shield here, get the redemption going on, and, you know, why not? There's plenty of options with this. I was tempted to go Dragon instead of Enigma. If only Hand of Justice can be made in throwing weapons. This is the bit where in post-editing I go, yeah, it can. I haven't checked, but I don't think it can. Projectile Pierce, lastly, on stats page, 108. So, again, I'm not very well versed with Split Throw, but I'm pretty sure you need Pierce with it. I've watched some people using it, and I think once it hits a target, it does stop. Again, correct me in the comment section, people. There's changes to be made. So, Mercenary. I love the cold Mercenary, especially if she had an Ice Blink on for freezes target. It's lovely. I could have had Plague here for cleansing, so get rid of curses, and again, more freezes target. Things just get locked in place. It's beautiful. But I went with Plus Spitter because I want very quick, snappy, getting that low resist out to help with the lightning. And also to help with her own, of course. You know, again, this is just a 3-socket Nightwings with some junky facets in. They're not perfect. Some Frozen Sorrow for the cold skills and slows target and things with some ums to help her res. And then she has Treads and Magnus Skin like me for Pierce. So she should be above 100, 106. And then lastly, Snow Clash for the cold skills to get her cold arrows as buff as possible. So she's quite useful in the sense that she's kicking out very fast, low resist, as I said, and a decent amount of cold damage for when the lightning immunes come along. Although I tend to find physical, and a bit of cold does the job, really. I've not really ran into any problems yet. So due to map shuffling coming up in the closed beta, I can't really recommend a map for this. So I just sort of randomly popped out an Ashen Plains. I mean, it does have very low lightning immune, physical immune. It doesn't help my Mercenary with the 130 cold, but you know, whatever. I'm just going to pop in so I can show you all what's up with it. So once again, we get out our battle orders, summon some Wolfie boys. 6 of them, quite useful. Teleport in, and start chucking. But as you can see, oh look at that, using up my RNG already. So as you can see, lightning procs a lot, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. So there's always me with my static on striking, the Mercenary's putting the lower res out. It's actually kind of nice. I don't tend to focus on the whole mechanic that is there, which is I could throw it out, run away, and then it passes back through. I'm kind of ignoring that for now because I don't want to sort of make the build have to worry about that, if that makes any sense. It's not for me anyway. I like things quite simple, as we all know, because I'm a bit of a dirt. So again, I'm just standing around, chucking this out. And yeah. Oh, sorry, another beautiful thing that we can discuss while we're in here. You can probably see it triggering, which is lovely. The 15 Confuse when struck. That is fantastic for distracting the enemies. Once they start, you know, getting some hits on you, you know, especially souls and things from a distance. See, they got confused. It's brilliant. And then they'll just get locked in place. They'll start hurting each other a tiny bit, of course. It's not crazy. As you can see, the wolves have gone down. Now, if you're a bit hardcore and you don't mind, what you can do is, you know, because once you've done this, I wish Battle Orders was a bit like Enchant, in the sense that I've done my big Battle Orders buff on Switch. I switch back, I summon my wolves, I feel pretty good about myself, and then it's like, oh, but I want the wolves to have the same as me. So I cast Battle Orders again, and then it shrinks it back down again. That is one thing I'd love the devs to change. Just make Battle Orders like Enchant. Once it's been applied, you can't override it. I mean, the problem with that is people say, yeah, but dude, we need to recast it, it's dangerous. And it's like, that is true. It's also dangerous for an enchant sorceress to have to recast that because of that same reason. So, you know, swings and roundabouts for me. Because, you know, they're squishy as it is, enchant sorceresses. They need the, you know, that damage. But again, I'm getting off topic here. So as you can see, it's not bad. You know, I don't have... I mean, obviously Enigma's expensive. Crescent Moon is expensive. Dreams are obviously a Jaru piece. They're kind of expensive. Depends what your definition of expensive is for this build. For me, I don't feel like it is really. It's yeah, because you don't have to teleport. So yeah, souls were a bit of a choice for this because obviously the poor wolves are getting mashed and they're not surviving very well. But other maps I've done lots of different maps where the wolves actually, you know, they survive, they tank pretty well. But as I said, you can just do that if you feel like you need a distraction. See, they're getting picked on right now. I'm free to just throw. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. This video doesn't need to be 3 hours long just because I enjoy throwing these. But yeah, as you can see, it's kind of nice. You know, the cheap damage isn't a lot, but you know, because of the high AR, you do hit. No? So I can pop down that as well. Not entirely needed. I say 33k AR. I've now got 8.2. The physical isn't really up there. But yeah, there you go. I would like to play more with the whole concept of throw it out, run away sort of thing. Teleport, quick, oh! You know, it is a cool thing to do, but as I said, for me, I just want to throw spears super fast and smack people with them and watch the devastating effects. So yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I know my videos aren't for everyone, and it does mean people don't tend to click on them, watch them. Makes me a sad dean. So yeah, thank you if you made it this far. Appreciate you. And yeah, if you're on closed beta or watching my stream or any other of the fabulous streamers out there doing it, feel free to ask us questions. You know, feel free to ask us to test things. I really don't mind. So yeah, hopefully I'll be going live again soon. A bit tough with my broken hand, but I'll try and do this as much as I can. So yeah, I'll see you in the comment section. Thanks.